When analysts map out India's economic future, their eyes naturally gravitate to the digital frontier. We see a landscape defined by AI and software startups. Billions of dollars in capital flow into these spaces, creating immense digital density. But algorithms and software exist in a vacuum. A line of code, no matter how sophisticated, cannot manufacture a physical component or load a shipping container. To turn a startup's digital blueprint into a delivered product requires a physical network. It requires an expansive connective tissue of real-world operators. Focusing exclusively on high-tech nodes creates a dangerous blind spot. Without the physical infrastructure to execute these digital commands, the modern tech economy cannot scale. Across India, that physical infrastructure already exists. It spans thousands of acres of factory floors, sprawling warehouse districts, and heavy transport hubs. This is the MSME sector, micro, small, and medium enterprises. They employ millions of people and serve as the load-bearing foundation for every major industrial supply chain in the country. Yet, the vast majority of these enterprises operate far below their true structural capacity. They run on fragmented systems and outdated processes. This model shows how inefficiency cascades. The fast-moving tech sector pushes high volumes of demand downward. As demand hits the constricted middle layer of traditional MSMEs, it creates a strict bottleneck. This constriction chokes output, acting as a constant drag on national GDP growth. Fixing this operational bottleneck is a macroeconomic necessity. The success of India's high-tech ambitions depends entirely on upgrading this physical layer. Step inside a typical mid-sized manufacturing unit, and the friction becomes visible. Work orders are tracked on clipboards, inventory is counted by hand, and communication happens in isolated silos. These operators are caught in the legacy trap. Daily business decisions are driven by intuition, habit, and historical guesswork rather than real-time data analysis. That lack of visibility has a distinct financial cost. It manifests as excess raw material rotting in storage, delivery trucks taking inefficient routes, and managers constantly reacting to supply chain breakdowns instead of preventing them. This timeline tracks a product's lifecycle. Notice the frictionless design phase by a modern startup. But as that digital file collides with legacy production, the process stalls out. Each spike represents a breakdown, a procurement delay, a machine failure, steadily eroding the final profit margin. Multiply these localized micro-inefficiencies across millions of traditional businesses, and the result is a systemic hemorrhage of national economic value. The alternative requires integrating modern digital strategy and artificial intelligence into these existing traditional frameworks. On a modernized factory floor, sensors and predictive data replace human guesswork. Material waste drops and machine downtime is anticipated and solved before it happens. In logistics, digital routing software allows a regional workshop to plug directly into global export networks with total supply chain visibility. The operation shifts from a state of reactive firefighting to one of data-backed certainty. The business stops guessing and starts executing. This dynamic is known as the transformation multiplier. Taking an existing business that already has revenue, staff, and market presence, and upgrading its operational engine yields a highly stable, accelerated return on investment. An upgraded MSME instantly accelerates the output of every client it supplies. When the connective tissue gets stronger, the entire organism moves faster. True national innovation applies new intelligence to foundational industries to unlock massive, system-wide value. Zooming out to the macroeconomic level, the conversation around India's growth is frequently split into two distinct tracks: the traditional old economy of physical goods and the new economy of high-tech services. Media narratives consistently frame these forces as competitors, suggesting the new must inevitably disrupt and replace the old. The reality is one of economic synthesis. India possesses a unique global advantage if it can successfully merge its cutting-edge tech capabilities with its massive industrial base. This map visualizes synthesis. We start with isolated high-tech nodes. As they connect to a modernized web of traditional businesses, the network effect is explosive. Upgrading these traditional nodes rewrites baseline production capacity, allowing the country to scale global exports at a new velocity. India's ultimate competitive edge relies on weaponizing startups and MSMEs together as a single integrated engine. Down at the ground level, driving this massive macroeconomic shift ultimately falls squarely on the shoulders of the individual business owner. The next chapter of India's growth will be written by the existing businesses ready to strip away legacy habits and adapt their operations. Is your business ready for the next decade? Promologic Advisory. Clarity for complex decisions.